Hey Aries, welcome back. I just pulled cards for you on something really powerful, and I have to say, what came through is actually fascinating. We're talking about faith and income today, and the universe has some serious insights about how your belief system is literally shaping your financial reality right now. So I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, and honestly, the cards that came out are telling such a clear story. Let me walk you through what I'm seeing, because this is important for where you are right now. The first card I pulled is Justice. And this card coming out first is actually really significant. Justice is all about balance, karma, and receiving what you're owed. When this shows up in a reading about faith and money, it's telling me that there's a karmic element to your financial situation right now. The universe is literally balancing the scales for you. All that effort you've put in, all those times you kept going even when you couldn't see the results, that's all being accounted for. Justice doesn't show up randomly. It shows up when the cosmic ledger is about to balance itself in your favor. What I'm picking up here is that your faith hasn't been misplaced. Every single moment you chose to believe things would work out, every time you took action despite uncertainty, that created an energetic record. And Justice is here to say that payment is due. But here's the thing about this card that people often miss. Justice requires you to be honest about what you've actually earned. It's asking you to own your worth fully, not diminish it, not inflate it, but really stand in the truth of your value. Because your faith multiplies your income when it's rooted in genuine self-recognition. I'm also seeing that Justice is asking you to look at any imbalances in how you've been giving and receiving. Have you been overgiving your energy, your time, your skills without proper compensation? This card is saying that cycle is ending. The universe is restructuring things so that what flows out from you comes back multiplied. But you have to be willing to receive it. You have to be willing to set the boundary that says, yes, I deserve fair exchange for what I offer. The energy of Justice also speaks to decision-making. There might be a financial decision coming up soon where you need to choose the path that aligns with your integrity rather than the path that looks easier or faster. Your faith will be tested in that moment, but choosing the just path is what opens the floodgates. The universe rewards those who operate with fairness and honesty, especially in matters of money. So if you've been considering cutting corners or compromising your values for financial gain, Justice is here as a clear sign to stay true to yourself. That's where the real multiplication happens. Moving to the second card, I pulled the Five of Wands, and okay, this is interesting because at first glance this might look like conflict or struggle, but in the context of faith and income, it's actually showing me something different. The Five of Wands represents competition, challenges, and having to prove yourself. And what the universe is showing me is that your faith is being strengthened right now through these exact challenges. Think about it. When things come too easily, faith doesn't really have a chance to develop, does it? The Five of Wands is saying that the obstacles you're facing in your financial life right now aren't blocking you, they're actually training you. Every challenge is like a spiritual gym where your faith muscles get stronger. And here's the key insight. Your income multiplies, not despite these challenges, but because of how you're handling them with faith. I'm getting that there might be some competition in your field or some situations where you feel like you're constantly having to fight for your place or fight for opportunities. That can be exhausting, but the Five of Wands wants you to see this differently. Each time you show up and engage with these challenges while maintaining your belief that abundance is yours, you're actually broadcasting a powerful frequency to the universe. You're saying, I have faith not just when things are easy, but when things require effort. That kind of faith is magnetic. There's also something here about creative tension. The Five of Wands isn't just conflict, it's also the energy of brainstorming, of different ideas coming together, of dynamic exchange. Your faith might be multiplying your income by putting you in situations where you have to think outside the box, where you have to innovate, where you have to find new approaches. Don't resist that creative friction. That's where breakthrough ideas come from. That's where the solutions that lead to increased income are hiding. I also want you to notice if you've been in any situations lately where you feel like you're competing or comparing yourself to others financially. The Five of Wands is asking you to shift that energy. It's not about beating anyone else. It's about showing up fully in your own lane with complete faith that there's enough for everyone. When you stop seeing others' success as a threat and start seeing it as proof that abundance is possible, your own income pathways open up in surprising ways. The third card is the Two of Swords, and this card is really making me pause because it's highlighting something crucial about your current situation. The Two of Swords shows a figure blindfolded, holding two swords in perfect balance. This is about being at a crossroads, about having to make a decision without having all the information. And in terms of faith and income, this is showing me that you're in a moment right now where you're being asked to choose without being able to see the full picture. This might feel uncomfortable. You might be waiting for more clarity, more signs, more guarantees before you make a financial move. But the Two of Swords is saying that this period of uncertainty is actually the exact place where faith comes in. Faith isn't needed when you can see everything clearly. Faith is needed precisely when you have to move forward with incomplete information. And your income multiplies when you're willing to make aligned decisions even from this place of not knowing. What I'm picking up is that there might be two options or two paths in front of you regarding money right now. Maybe two job opportunities, two business ideas, two approaches to your finances, and you're kind of stuck in analysis paralysis, weighing the pros and cons endlessly. The Two of Swords is telling you that you're not going to get more clarity by thinking harder. You're going to get clarity by tuning into your intuition and having faith in what feels right in your body, in your gut. There's also something here about removing your own blindfold. You might be avoiding looking at your financial situation clearly because it feels scary or overwhelming. But the Two of Swords is asking you to have faith that you can handle the truth. When you remove the blindfold and look at your finances honestly, without judgment, that's when you gain the power to change them. Your faith multiplies your income when it's combined with clear-eyed awareness, not when it's used as a way to avoid reality. I'm also sensing that the Two of Swords is highlighting a mental block around receiving. There's some part of you that's in conflict about whether you really deserve increased income. One sword represents your desire for more, the other represents your fear or doubt about whether it's okay to want more. The universe is asking you to put down both swords and just open your hands to receive. Faith means trusting that wanting more abundance isn't greedy. It's natural. The fourth card is Ace of Pentacles, and honestly, when this card shows up, I get excited because this is pure potential for material manifestation. The Ace of Pentacles is the seed of all financial abundance. It's the universe literally handing you an opportunity, a gift, a new beginning in the material realm. And the fact that this is showing up in your reading about faith and income is such a clear message. Your faith is about to manifest in tangible form. The Ace of Pentacles says that something new is coming. This could be a new income stream, a new job offer, a new client, a new business opportunity, or even an unexpected financial gift. But here's what makes this card so powerful in the context of faith. The Ace is just the beginning. It's the seed, not the harvest. Your faith is what takes the seed and nurtures it into something substantial. The universe is presenting you with raw potential, and your continued belief and action is what multiplies it into real income. I'm getting that this opportunity might come in a form you don't expect. The Ace of Pentacles often shows up when abundance comes from a source we weren't looking at. So keep your eyes open, stay receptive. Don't get so attached to how you think money should come that you miss how it actually wants to come to you. Your faith needs to be flexible and open, not rigid and specific. There's also something beautiful here about worthiness. The Ace of Pentacles is the universe's way of saying you are worthy of this gift. You don't have to earn it through suffering or struggle. You don't have to prove yourself endlessly. Sometimes abundance comes simply because you exist, because you're a beloved child of the universe. Your faith in your inherent worthiness is what allows you to accept this gift when it arrives. If you're carrying any beliefs that you have to work yourself to exhaustion to deserve money, the Ace of Pentacles is here to lovingly challenge that belief. This card is also asking you to be practical with your faith. Faith isn't just about believing and waiting. It's about believing and taking grounded action. When the Ace of Pentacles opportunity presents itself, you need to actually reach out and take it. You need to follow through. The universe meets you halfway. Your faith creates the opening, and your action walks through it. The fifth card is Page of Pentacles, and this card is so appropriate right now because it represents a student energy, a learner, someone who's developing new skills and approaches to the material world. In the context of your question about how faith multiplies income, the Page of Pentacles is showing me that you're in a learning phase right now. You're discovering new things about how money works, how your skills translate to value, how to position yourself in the marketplace. The Page of Pentacles has this beautiful quality of being both enthusiastic and practical. This isn't someone who just dreams about money. This is someone who studies it, who experiments, who tries things and learns from the results. Your faith multiplies your income when you combine that faith with a willingness to be a student. Maybe this means taking a course, learning a new skill, researching your market, or getting mentorship from someone who's where you want to be financially. What I'm picking up is that the Page of Pentacles is encouraging you to stay curious, rather than thinking you have to have everything figured out already. There's something powerful about beginner's mind. When you approach your financial growth with genuine curiosity and a willingness to learn, you stay open to strategies and opportunities you might have dismissed if you thought you already knew everything. Your faith says, I believe abundance is possible for me, and I'm willing to learn whatever I need to learn to make that happen. The page also represents messages and news about money, so you might be receiving some communication soon regarding finances. This could be a job offer, a contract, a payment, or information that leads to a new income opportunity. The page wants you to pay attention to the details when this message comes. Read the fine print. Ask questions. Make sure you understand what's being offered. Your faith doesn't mean being naive. It means being wise and discerning while still believing in positive outcomes. There's also something here about starting small and being okay with that. The Page of Pentacles doesn't have the vast wealth of the King yet, but they're on the path. If your income multiplication is starting with small increases or small opportunities, don't dismiss them. Have faith in the power of compound growth. Every small step you take with faith becomes the foundation for bigger steps. The page is saying, be patient with the process while staying committed to the vision. I'm also seeing that the Page of Pentacles might be encouraging you to document your journey. Keep track of your financial progress, write down your goals, journal about your relationship with money and faith. There's something about making it tangible, making it real on paper, that helps the manifestation process. The page is studious and diligent, and those qualities combined with your faith create a powerful formula for income growth. Moving to the sixth card, I pulled the Queen of Cups, and this is such a beautiful card to come up in a reading about faith and finances because the Queen of Cups represents emotional maturity, intuition, and the ability to flow with feelings without being overwhelmed by them. What this is showing me is that your emotional relationship with money is a huge factor in how your faith multiplies your income. The Queen of Cups is deeply intuitive. She trusts her inner knowing. And in the context of money, this card is saying that your intuition is one of your greatest financial assets. When you have faith in your intuitive hits about financial decisions, when you trust that inner yes or no, you make choices that lead to increased abundance. But this requires you to be emotionally clear enough to actually hear your intuition, which means not being completely swamped by fear, anxiety, or desperation around money. What I'm picking up is that the Queen of Cups is asking you to nurture yourself emotionally as part of your financial strategy. This might sound strange, but your emotional state creates your vibration, and your vibration attracts your reality. When you take care of your emotional well-being, when you process your feelings about money instead of suppressing them, when you give yourself compassion around financial mistakes or setbacks, you create an energetic environment where abundance can flow to you more easily. The Queen of Cups also represents giving from overflow. She gives because her cup is full, not from emptiness. This is important for your income multiplication. If you've been giving your time, energy, or resources from a place of depletion hoping it will somehow result in more money, the Queen is asking you to reverse that. Fill your own cup first. Make sure you're emotionally and energetically resourced. Then give from that place of fullness. That's when the giving actually multiplies back to you. There's also something here about emotional intelligence in business or career. The Queen of Cups is highly empathetic. She understands people's needs and feelings. This is actually a marketable skill. Your ability to connect with people emotionally, to understand what they need, to serve from a place of genuine care, this is what makes you valuable in the marketplace. Your faith multiplies your income when you trust that these softer skills have real financial worth. I'm also getting that the Queen of Cups is encouraging you to create beautiful environments and experiences around your work. This queen appreciates beauty, art, comfort. When you make your work environment pleasant, when you approach your income-generating activities with a sense of grace and flow rather than harsh grinding, you actually become more productive and attract better opportunities. Faith isn't about forcing, it's about flowing. The Queen of Cups embodies that. The seventh card is Eight of Pentacles, and I love that this showed up because this card is literally about skill development, craftsmanship, and dedication to your work. The Eight of Pentacles shows someone focused intently on perfecting their craft, creating something of quality. And in terms of how faith multiplies your income, this card is saying that faith without works is dead. As the saying goes, What the Eight of Pentacles is showing me is that your faith is being expressed through your dedication to excellence. You're not just sitting around hoping money will fall from the sky. You're actively working on improving your skills, refining your offerings, putting in the focused effort. And that combination of faith plus dedicated work is what creates the multiplication effect. The universe responds to people who have faith and show up consistently to do the work. I'm picking up that you might be in a phase right now where you're working on something that hasn't paid off yet, or hasn't paid off as much as you'd like. The Eight of Pentacles is encouraging you to keep going. This card often appears when we're in the middle of the process, when we can't see the results yet, but the foundation is being built. Your faith is what keeps you going during this phase. Every hour you invest in developing your skills, every effort you make to improve the quality of what you offer, that's all adding up. The payoff is coming. There's also something here about becoming known for quality. The Eight of Pentacles doesn't do sloppy work. This artisan takes pride in what they create. When you operate with that level of care and attention, people notice. Your reputation grows, and reputation translates to income. Your faith tells you that putting in this extra effort matters, that quality matters, that the universe sees and rewards excellence. The Eight of Pentacles can also indicate apprenticeship or learning from a master. Is there someone in your field who's doing what you want to do? Someone who's at the income level you're aspiring to? Your faith might multiply your income by leading you to learn from them. Don't be afraid to reach out, to ask for mentorship, to invest in learning from someone who's already walked the path. The Eight of Pentacles says that humility and willingness to be taught are actually strengths, not weaknesses. I'm also seeing that this card is about the satisfaction of good work. When you do work you're proud of, when you create something of value, there's an intrinsic reward in that. And that feeling, that satisfaction actually raises your vibration. It makes you a match for more abundance because you're already feeling abundant in terms of purpose and meaning. Your faith multiplies your income when you focus on doing work that fulfills you, rather than just chasing money. Ironically, that's often when the money flows more easily. The eighth card is the High Priestess, and wow. This is a powerful card to appear in a reading about faith and income because the High Priestess represents deep inner knowing, hidden knowledge, and trust in the unseen. She sits between two pillars, representing the conscious and subconscious mind, and she has access to mysteries that aren't obvious on the surface. What this tells me is that there's something about your financial situation that isn't visible yet. There are opportunities, resources, or solutions that exist in the realm of potential right now, not yet manifested. The High Priestess is asking you to have faith in what you cannot yet see. She's saying trust your inner knowing even when external evidence isn't there yet. This is the essence of faith, isn't it? Believing in the invisible, trusting in the not yet manifested. I'm picking up that the High Priestess is also highlighting your intuitive gifts as a pathway to increased income. You might have psychic abilities, strong gut instincts, or the ability to sense things that others miss. These aren't just spiritual gifts. They can be practical tools that guide you to the right financial decisions. Maybe your intuition tells you to reach out to a certain person and that leads to a job opportunity. Maybe you have a dream that gives you a business idea. Maybe you just know in your bones that a certain investment or purchase is right. The High Priestess is asking you to trust these subtle messages. There's also something here about secrets and hidden information. The High Priestess knows things that haven't been revealed yet. In terms of your finances, this could mean that there's information coming that will change your perspective on what's possible for you. Or it could mean that the key to multiplying your income lies in knowledge that isn't common, that isn't obvious. Maybe there's a strategy or approach that's not mainstream but will work perfectly for you. Have faith that you'll be guided to the information you need. The High Priestess also represents the subconscious mind, and this is huge for understanding how faith multiplies income. Your conscious desires are one thing, but what's happening in your subconscious? Are there hidden beliefs that money is scarce, or that you don't deserve wealth, or that rich people are bad? The High Priestess is inviting you to go deep, to explore what's really running the show beneath your conscious awareness. When you bring these hidden beliefs into the light and transform them, that's when your faith can work without internal sabotage. I'm also seeing that the High Priestess is about patience and divine timing. She doesn't rush. She waits for the right moment. Your faith might be tested by having to wait for income opportunities to ripen fully before they're available to you. The High Priestess is saying trust the timing. What seems like a delay is actually things aligning perfectly behind the scenes. Your job is to stay connected to your inner wisdom and trust the process. The ninth card is Ace of Cups, and this card is making me smile because the Ace of Cups represents new emotional and spiritual beginnings, overflowing love, and the opening of the heart. In the context of faith multiplying your income, this is such a powerful message. The Ace of Cups is saying that abundance starts with an open heart. What I'm picking up is that there's been some healing happening in your emotional relationship with money. Maybe you've had scarcity wounds from childhood or past experiences where money stress created pain. The Ace of Cups is showing that a new cycle is beginning where you can approach money from a place of love rather than fear. When your heart is open, when you're operating from love and faith rather than anxiety and grasping, you become magnetic to abundance. The Ace of Cups is also about receiving. This cup is overflowing, being filled by a divine hand. You can't multiply your income if you're not willing to receive it. This might sound obvious, but so many people have blocks around receiving. Maybe you feel guilty about having more than others. Maybe you worry that accepting abundance is selfish. Maybe you don't feel worthy. The Ace of Cups is here to tell you that receiving is a spiritual practice. When you allow yourself to receive fully, you're actually creating space for more to flow through you to others. There's something here about doing work you love. The Ace of Cups is deeply connected to following your heart, to doing what brings you joy. And while it might seem impractical to focus on joy when you're trying to increase income, the universe actually works in the opposite way we expect. When you do what you love, when you follow what lights you up, you're in alignment with your soul's purpose. And when you're in that alignment, opportunities flow more easily because you're not forcing, you're flowing. I'm also seeing that the Ace of Cups represents new relationships or connections that will support your financial growth. This could be meeting someone who becomes a business partner, a mentor, a client, or just someone who opens a door for you. These connections will feel emotionally positive, like you resonate with these people on a heart level. Your faith multiplies your income by attracting the right soul connections that support your abundance. The Ace of Cups is also about creativity and inspiration. Fresh ideas are coming to you about how to generate income. These ideas are being poured into you from a higher source, like that divine hand pouring into the cup. Your job is to be open and receptive to these downloads. Don't dismiss ideas because they seem unusual or because you've never done anything like that before. Have faith that if the inspiration is coming to you, you have what it takes to act on it. The 10th and final card is King of Wands, and this is such a powerful card to end on because the King of Wands represents mastery, leadership, entrepreneurial energy, and confident action. This king has vision, and he has the ability to make that vision real. He's charismatic, bold, and unafraid to take calculated risks. And in terms of how your faith multiplies your income, the King of Wands is showing me that you're stepping into your power as a creator and leader. What I'm picking up is that the King of Wands is calling you to think bigger. He doesn't play small. He's not interested in just getting by or settling for mediocre. This card is saying that your faith needs to match the size of your actual potential. You're capable of so much more than you've been allowing yourself to imagine. The King of Wands is asking you to expand your vision of what's possible for you financially. Dream bigger. Aim higher. Have faith that you can handle more success, more money, more impact. The King of Wands is also about taking bold action. Faith without action doesn't produce results. This king doesn't sit around waiting for things to happen. He makes things happen. He sees an opportunity and he goes for it. Your faith multiplies your income when you combine belief with courageous action. This might mean putting yourself out there in new ways, promoting your work more boldly, asking for the raise or the sale, starting that business you've been thinking about. The King of Wands gives you permission to be confident and assertive in your pursuit of abundance. There's also something here about leadership and visibility. The King of Wands is a natural leader. People are drawn to his energy and vision. This card might be telling you that increased income will come through stepping into more visible leadership roles. Maybe this means speaking, teaching, creating content, or managing others. Don't shrink from these opportunities because you doubt yourself. The King of Wands says you have what it takes. Your faith in your ability to lead and inspire others will literally translate to increased income. I'm also seeing that the King of Wands represents passion and enthusiasm. This king is on fire with excitement about his projects and visions. That enthusiasm is contagious. When you're genuinely passionate about what you're offering, people want to be part of it. They want to buy from you, work with you, support you. Your faith multiplies your income when you let your natural passion shine through rather than trying to be cool or detached. Let people see how much you care about your work. The King of Wands is also about entrepreneurial thinking. Even if you're not self-employed, this card is asking you to think like an entrepreneur. See problems as opportunities. Think about how you can create value. Be willing to innovate and try new approaches. Your faith tells you that you have the creativity and resourcefulness to find or create income opportunities rather than just waiting for them to be handed to you. So Aries, looking at these 10 cards together, there's such a clear and powerful message here about how your faith multiplies your income. It's not just about believing and hoping, it's about this dynamic combination of trust, action, learning, intuition, emotional openness, and bold leadership. The universe is showing you that you're in a significant growth phase financially, and every aspect of your being is being called to participate in this expansion. The journey involves balancing cosmic justice with practical skill building, navigating challenges while staying in your creative power, trusting your inner knowing even when you can't see the full path, and ultimately stepping into your role as a confident creator of abundance. Your faith isn't passive, it's active. It's alive. It moves you forward, it opens doors, it attracts opportunities, and it gives you the courage to claim what's yours. I hope this reading gave you some clarity and encouragement about where you are right now and where you're headed. The cards are really clear that abundance is not only possible for you, it's already on its way. Your job is to keep faith, keep learning, keep taking aligned action, and stay open to receiving. The multiplication is happening. Trust the process, sending you so much light on your journey. I'd love to hear if any of this resonated with you, or if you've noticed any of these themes playing out in your life lately. Take care.